Hi, Anti-Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are checking out 17 Wonwoo's behind the scenes for his action sequence in the Maestro music video. When I tell you this is my Roman Empire, I don't think people fully understand. I have yet to see anyone who fully articulates how much this particular part of the music video has a chokehold on my existence. I have to give myself a bit of a pep talk every time I get to that part, just to keep at least a little bit of my composure. So will I do well in this? Probably not. That being said, it must be watched. I must see all of it for science, for very important scientific research reasons, obviously. I'm not gonna do well in this. I'm gonna be a lot, I think. Stunt Academy. Look at his cute little hat and glasses. Uppercut and everything. He's so cute. He's smooth with it though. I know they're doing it slowed down, but I love how he's still a little bit in character. It's cute too. This is making me somewhat have flashbacks back to when I was learning stuff like this, because for anyone who doesn't know, I was a performer. I used to perform on stage, and I definitely learned stage combat and all of that. So it's interesting to have some of that kind of incorporated into this, right? It's not just learning fight sequences the way that you would if you were learning martial arts and all of that. It's very specifically mapped out, choreographed a lot more like dance. So it's interesting to see this two sides of it, right? Experience as a dancer and performer, and the fighting. I actually don't know how much. I'm assuming Wonwoo has some background in martial arts, just because that is a thing. I have a background in some martial arts, and that's just because it's a thing that you do growing up. So I'm assuming he has some, but I don't know off the top of my head actually. Oh yeah, we got props and stuff too. I had to figure it out with costume. I mean, he took the jacket off, so you know he's serious. There's his little concentration face. I'm he's so cute. Yeah, stunts are a lot of work. Yeah, that's I was saying, there's a mixture of because you're choreographing the movements. It feels a lot more like dance as opposed to fighting. Even though there's certain moves that you learn when you're learning fighting, it is very choreographed and specific. I also appreciate that the guy who gets kicked, it has the padding on his chest, because in case he does get kicked, you should have that. Ooh, sped up. Love all the sounds, fight sounds. Their cute little faces at the end. They're all yeah. And then after, they're oh god. They're so cute. Yeah, it's a lot. And afterwards, he's just smiling. He's that was good. Ooh, you gotta think of the angle too. Again, you're choreographing it for the camera too, with the music. Interesting to see it straight on, because we had the side profile too. It's again your different camera angles, so it has to fit with all of it. I like that we have padding on the floor. I was thinking that before. I'm we don't have any mats or anything either. I'm ooh, that already makes me nervous with this hardwood floor. But they have it for the actual test shot. When you're doing it more sped up, right? You're doing it to speed. Good thing too about filming is that you can edit it. I was always fighting for stage performances, so it had to be at speed. With a camera, you can get away with slowing it down a little bit. He's so cute though. He's grr, fighting, and then afterwards he's just cute pie. and it was very good. I think about it a lot.
뮤직비디오에 나올 그 씬들이 너무 기대가 됩니다. 또 수요일 연습하러니까 또 그때 봐요.
Look how cute he is. I'm fine. I'm totally okay. Yeah. It's a lot of different muscles than you would if you were just dancing, right? Yeah, that's like I was saying. I'm like, you're also performing it for like different camera angles. So having the one test shot that's just stationary isn't gonna be enough. But it's interesting to see like work through the process. I know like we're probably not seeing everything. It's like, edited down, and it seems like he knew some of the stuff before he showed up. But considering he does have a background in like dance, it's probably helping a lot in him like learning something like this. He's also like surprisingly athletic. Boy needs to fix his posture just like a little bit though. Ooh, that was smooth.
동작 합에 맞췄고요. 뮤비에 굉장히 잘 나왔으면 좋겠어요. 열심히 해서 좋은 결과물 있도록 하겠습니다.
It was great. Literally fighting. He's just so cute though. Ugh, I'm sad that's all let me get. Look, maybe I'm just greedy, okay? Maybe I'm just like a little bit too intense about this, but I really like getting to see it. I thought it was like a really like cool part to put into the music video. I feel like it's adding in something different, and I really like that for a bunch of this. Wonwoo seems to be like leaning in to wanting to challenge himself, right? Maestro with the different choreo, and then also doing this like action sequence stuff. I just think it's great to see that even though 17 has been doing this for a really long time, they keep bringing in new elements and they keep trying new things and like figuring out how to incorporate other stuff, not only just to surprise us as fans getting to see new stuff with music videos, but also like for themselves, right? I think they just enjoy having like different challenges and pushing how far they can learn different things or incorporate different stuff into it. And I just think it's such a fun little sequence to put into the music video. As much as I know my bias is showing in the way that I feel about that, I think that it just adds so much like momentum and like, grunginess to this like very like polished futuristic world to have this all like full on like fight sequence in that hallway, right? Like it just feels really like grungy. I'm just also thinking like logistically, and maybe I'll have to check out the behind the scenes of the actual music video filming, that not only you're getting a bunch of different angles, but you're in that hallway set. So there's like constraint to it, right? Like they have the mats to kind of help them with it in terms of like blocking. You have to account for the fact that there's like an enclosed space that you're working in. That also is probably just thinking of all the logistics, and there's like water, right? There's so many logistics to the scene that I just like thinking about actually having to figure it all out as a performer. Ugh. The number of like hours of just like, tiring, grueling, going over it multiple times, just like taking me back to having to figure all this stuff out. It is tiring though. I do really like to get to see these kind of like little behind the scenes things as just like someone who has a background in performing. It like scratches that itch as like me as a performer wanting to see like the technical side of it as opposed to just like the spectacle of what it is within the context of the music video or the performance. And I really like seeing how much like precision went into it, like going over it so many times and like different angles, different test angles, and filming it and being like, we don't really know what all the shots that we want to get or like what the director has in mind and all of that. So let's make sure that we can get test shots from like lots of different places. And then if things have to be tweaked, we know that before we're like on set, and it's like a lot more of an expensive decision to be making, especially with the water pouring down. When you're dealing with that, it's like the logistics of having that. We need to make sure that we figured out exactly what all the blocking and all of that's going to be before that, because you don't want to be figuring that out in the moment that there's an issue. But I'm really interested to see some of the behind the scenes of the music video, not just because the music video is really cool, but because of the logistics of that scene of having a fight scene where there's water involved, not only because you're like going to have that as just like a logistics for part of the set, but also because it like messes with your ability to do stuff like slipping, vision, right? Being able to just coordinate all of that in that enclosed space. There's just so many like technicalities to putting that scene in, but I think it just has such a good impact, right? It makes that part of it stand out so much. And like I said, I like it for the storytelling of just this like grungy, I don't know, contrast to the rest of the music video that has this kind of like polish to it that I think really fits in with the themes of the Song of Maestro, but also just like the visuals of the music video. I think it works so well. So I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to the next time I post a 17 reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.